We're back now at 7:39 with some words of wisdom for the new year from some great minds. Warren Buffett, Tony Robbins, San Antonio Mayor Julian Castro, and Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. We recently talked to them about economy, success, and optimism. And I began by asking the group, after so many economic starts and stops, do they see positive things ahead in 2013?
I'm hugely optimistic about America. I mean, you're in the right place. I mean, if you're born in this country, you know, you're one of the luckiest individuals in the world. And go back to 1776, and what we have works. And
all of you also optimistic?
I would say so. You know, if you look at 2013, I'm optimistic because there is a force that we've been a part of for a couple hundred years, and that's the force of technology going geometric and fractionalizing in cost. And what's done is it's changed our access to resources. You know, the phone most people have in their pocket today, this is something the President of the United States didn't have 20 years ago. And then you got guys like this gentleman or Bill Gates that are spending their life's fortune to figure out how to solve hunger, what to do about disease, what do we do about education. It's the best time to be alive.
So this is like one big Woodstock event here. Everybody's so optimistic. Are you as optimistic?
Well, I am. You can just feel the mood of the country, I think, brightening. I think we're ready to sort of let out a collective breath and get on with prospering.
But what about uncertainty? I mean, you're a great businesswoman. You tell me, Matt, it's going to be bad for the next 3 years. I can plan for that. But if you say, I'm not sure how long this is going to last, I think uncertainty can be paralyzing.
As an entrepreneur, I'm not uncertain about myself and my team. And I spent so little time focused on, is the economy up? Is the economy down? I mean, when I started Spanx right before 9/11, I mean, a lot of people would say it was a horrible time. I didn't know it was a horrible time. I had never taken a business class. So the way that I approach the economy, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. You know, you tread your course. And for me, I just made a product that was good, and the public wanted it.
Tomorrow's always uncertain, but the future, the longer future, is always very certain. I mean, and that's what you have to keep your eye on.
We've gone through a very contentious election, and a lot of people, I think, just my opinion, came out of it wondering whether government can do its job, whether there's so much dysfunction at the federal and even at local levels that we can count on government. In the coming year, what would you tell people about that?
The fact is that Washington is only one facet of government. Most of what affects people's daily lives actually goes on at the local level. The police that protect you, the firefighters that protect you, people that pick up your garbage, the quality of life of the neighborhoods that you live in are impacted by local governments, where everyday individuals actually have a chance to impact what happens there. So, you know, it's easy to create a cardboard of what government is, but really it's functioning very well in a lot of these local communities.
In this coming year of 2013, how would you say it is in terms of starting your own business? Is it a good idea?
That depends on the individual. I mean, some people have natural entrepreneurial abilities and tendencies, and there's a course called 10,000 Small Businesses, which we've been sponsoring in various cities. We've got it in New York and New Orleans, Chicago, and so on. That would be a terrific thing to join into if you think you have that sort of talent. Not everybody does.
If you don't have the certainty, you shouldn't begin. Because the things you're going to have to face, as you said, if you don't have that certainty, if you don't have the ability to say, I'm going to find a way to add more value to other people's lives than anybody else does, you're not going to make it happen.
So this young lady's a good example. She came up with an idea and a product that a percentage of half the population would clamor for, all right? If you don't,
men,
right?
Matt.
Okay, exactly. But if you don't have that great idea, if you just have what you think is a good idea, should you resist the urge to start a business?
I think starting a business during a tough time is actually beneficial. And the reason why is because talent is easier to find.
That's right,
you know, other corporations, the big guys that you're competing against, get much more conservative. And then buyers at stores want to take, you know, they're looking for something more inventive, more interesting. And so for me, with Spanx, I mean, it came at a time when everybody else was sort of becoming so conservative that the buyers at Neiman's and Bloomies said, all right, we'll give this idea a chance.
It's also, you look at the Fortune 1000, and more than half of them were started in a recession or depression. Microsoft in a recession, Apple in a recession, Pizza Hut, Federal Express, Disney in a depression, right? All those companies that start in the toughest times get so strong that when the good times come, when spring comes after winter, they're able to dominate for many, many decades.
What were the times like when you started Berkshire Hathaway?
Well, I bought control of it in 1965. They were reasonable times. Yeah. But I actually bought my first stock in 1942, and it was in the spring, And we've been, after Pearl Harbor, we were getting clobbered every place. We had Corregidor and the Death March at Bataan. And
you took a chance.
It was a great time to buy a stock.